Hello my friends, if you're watching this then you're likely on a mission to design better e-learning. So in this video I'll share 5 tips that will help you do exactly that, and we'll try to cover all of them in only 5 minutes. We've probably all sat through e-learning that's kind of boring because it just presents a lot of raw information or stats or facts to us. But as instructional designers, we can flip the script on that and design e-learning that's a bit more engaging and emotional and memorable, and by extension more effective if we incorporate storytelling. So humans are really drawn to stories, and as instructional designers, we can use them to illustrate important concepts, design scenario-based questions, and even show people the consequences of the choices they make when responding to questions. So if you want to make your e-learning a bit more engaging and memorable, definitely read up on storytelling. One of the best things that we can do as instructional designers is help people do something better. So help people learn new skills so that they can either do better on the job or live more meaningful, fulfilled lives. And if we want someone to learn a new skill, the answer rarely is just give that person more information. So instead of thinking about how we can give people more info or improve the information we already have, we should think about how we're giving people practice opportunities to practice the skills that they need to develop. One of the best ways to learn is by doing and practicing and learning from mistakes. So as instructional designers, one of the best things that we can do is to design more practice opportunities and more spaces for feedback instead of just giving more and more information that may not help someone actually do anything differently. If you want to make your e-learning more attention-grabbing and memorable, then you can add moments of delight. And these moments are just small touches to your project that are kind of unique and unexpected, but that provide a really good experience to your audience. So they can be really simple things like little micro animations or micro interactions, places where you give your audience a choice over something where they wouldn't typically expect to have a choice. Small opportunities to personalize the experience to the audience, and maybe even things like sound effects or little moments where you can add humor. So there are a lot of different opportunities, but it's basically a unique, unexpected moment that will have a really good impression on your audience and help make the experience overall much more memorable. When we're designing e-learning, it may not always make sense to use an e-learning authoring tool like Articulate Storyline. The best way that we can figure out which tool is right for the job is to talk to our audience and figure out what it is that they actually need to improve their skills or do what it is that they're trying to do more effectively. So maybe that's an e-learning simulation, but maybe it's a website, like a simple web page. Maybe it is a simple video, or maybe it's a job aid and it's not an e-learning solution at all. So before automatically jumping to the e-learning authoring tool and assuming that's the right tool for the job, we can consider which deliverables we need and then choose our tools accordingly to make sure that we're best serving our audience. If we want to keep our audiences engaged, then one of the best things we can do is to write or speak in a more conversational tone. There's a lot of research showing that when we use a conversational tone, people learn much better from that than they do from a more formal or academic tone. So the language we use has a big impact here. And if you want to improve your writing or make it easier for people to learn from the content you create, then practice reading whatever it is that you've written out loud, whether it's a script or just on-screen text. Practice reading it out loud. And if it doesn't sound like something that you or someone else would say in a conversation, then it's a really good sign to probably revise whatever it is that you've written. And this goes for not just for dialogue, but also for instructions and any other kind of informational text as well. Conversational tone wins, especially when it comes to learning. So there we have it, 5 e-learning tips in under 5 minutes. If you enjoyed this one, then be sure to check out the free 47-minute video about how to design effective e-learning. If you haven't checked out that one already, we dive much deeper into some of these concepts and some new ones as well that we haven't covered here. And then if you've already checked out that video and you've been enjoying the content you've been seeing, feel free to subscribe because there is plenty more e-learning content coming your way. See you in the next video.